Hi guys, Jay from Firebase Fitness, just back for the second part of our short video series on why you've got to ditch this diet and really get back into a kind of sustainable lifestyle. So this second part is all about the sustainability of your diet, and basically you need to kind of get into the habit that this needs to be a lifestyle change you're going for. It's not something that you can kind of drop your calories to these 500 calorie diets and just kind of stick with that for the rest of your life. It's just not sustainable. Obviously you're going to lead to kind of crashes, and this is where people tend to fall into this trap, if you like. So if you're on something where you're cutting out a lot of the food you enjoy, so say you tell yourself you can never have like kind of cake, you can never have ice cream, you can never have certain drinks and things like that, that's when it starts to become an issue, because eventually you're going to start craving those things more and more and more until eventually you just crash. And obviously when you get that crash, usually it doesn't just come to be one meal. It's usually people kind of have this thing, like this cheap food, if you like, or this food that they really desire, and they just eat more and more and more and more of it. And you've been on such a low calorie diet that, as we talked about in the last video, you've slowed your metabolism down. So when you end up taking in these massive splurges and like kind of binges on food, if you like, that's when you really start to see problems then, because your body can't burn off those calories as quickly as it needs to. So it needs to be something that's lifestyle based. It needs to be something where obviously you create a system that you can keep up and sustain for like the rest of your life going forwards. So we like to live by this kind of 6 months rule. We've discussed it a little bit in the past, but basically if you can't see yourself doing the plan you're eating with at the moment in 6 months' time, it's not the right plan for yourself. It means there's something in there that's kind of restricting you in some way. It's not allowing you to kind of eat the things you enjoy as well. Obviously in moderation, of course. We can't just eat endless amounts of junk food, but you need to make sure that if you can't sustain this way of eating in 6 months' time, you need to change things up a little bit and kind of build more of a habit-based system. So this is what we like to promote as well. So obviously if you're just kind of on a shake-based diet where they tell you to have these 3 shakes a day, you're not promoting the habits you need for long-term success. So for example, you need to kind of get this drilled into your system so it just becomes automatic. So for example, when you get up in the morning, one of the first things a lot of people do before they leave the house is they're going to brush their teeth. Same thing when they go to bed at night, they're going to brush their teeth. You don't think about doing these things anymore, it's just a habit that's been formed over time. So it's exactly the kind of approach you want to take with your nutrition as well. So say for example now, every time I eat a meal, I know that it needs to be compliant. It's got to contain some protein in there, it's got to contain some vegetables, and it's got to contain some sort of healthy fat, and that's covering a lot of my nutrient bases that we discussed in the last video as well. And just make sure that kind of now that's kind of a habit to me. So if I miss a certain meal, it's not the end of the world if I don't get protein in every meal, but I know for a fact that the next time I do, I have to kind of make that up, and I'll make sure I'm getting my protein in there. So for me, it's just a habit-based system now. And that's what we want to try and build these cells as well, so you can really ditch that dieting mindset again and promote like long-term success. Part 3 coming up soon, and this one's going to be a little bit more about the social side of things, which as well a lot of diets could really struggle with, so we'll cover that soon guys. Thanks for watching.